You're watching K-ROG Wildcat TV and Radio.
Well, good morning, everybody. My name is Will Worsham, and I'm here with a morning update for you. So if you're watching, you could be watching on my profile. You could be watching on K-ROG TV, and I hope you are. Or you could be watching for the first time. We're experimenting streaming this via YouTube stream. So you could be watching this on YouTube, but wherever you are, feel free to jump in and give me a shout out. Let me know that you're here. I'd love to know that you're here, and you can post stuff in the comments, and we'll see what's going on. Hey, one thing I've been saying here, and as I watch these back, I realize I say "hey" all the time. I'm gonna watch that. I'm gonna try to take that speech artifact out, but I just noticed I said it again. Facebook. I keep seeing people saying that Facebook is violating their First Amendment right to free speech because Facebook censors things, and there's certain things that they allow and certain things that they don't allow to be said, and they'll take things off their platform and they'll block this or that. Most recently, I've seen articles about Facebook blocking communications that are going to attempt to organize shut down protests. And so Facebook is saying, hey, if you are trying to organize a protest, a stay-at-home order protest, we're not going to allow that on our platform. And people get all up in arms about that, and they say, well, that violates my First Amendment right to free speech. Okay, I am a lawyer, and I'm here to tell you that does not violate your First Amendment right to free speech. It may be wrong. It may be obnoxious. It's certainly viewpoint discrimination, but Facebook cannot violate your First Amendment right to free speech because Facebook is not the government. Okay? So the Bill of Rights, all of those amendments, all of those rights, those are to protect you from the government. And let me be clear about the Bill of Rights. That's not where your rights come from. The Constitution and the Bill of Rights does not grant you rights. Okay? Those are your rights. All the Constitution does is acknowledge that those are your rights and says that the government is prohibited from infringing on your rights. But it's the government. It's not a private organization like Facebook. It's not a private individual. So you have no right to free speech in a private forum, and that's exactly what Facebook is. It's a private forum. So you may not like their censorship. I don't like their censorship, but it's not a First Amendment free speech issue. So let's just be clear when we're talking about that. So I almost said hey again, but I caught myself. I didn't say it. I do want to show you another thing, though, that I discovered this morning. I think this is really, really cool. If there's anything that annoys me is I'm in an app and I'm using it and I'm getting ready to do something, and all of a sudden, right in the middle, it pops up and it says, hey, are you enjoying this app? Rate us 5 stars. And half the time, I'll actually go in and rate them 1 star, and my review will be, this app is just fine, except that it keeps bugging me to rate it all the time. Well, I just realized that there is a fix for that, and I'm going to try to show it to you. If you go on your phone and go to Settings and then scroll down to iTunes and App Store, you can then scroll on down to in-app ratings and reviews and turn it off. And then the apps can't ask you anymore, which I think is fantastic. You want to see it again? I'll show it to you again, just because I like playing with it. You go to Settings, you scroll down to in iTunes and App Store, scroll down further, in-app ratings and reviews, and you can turn it off. How great is that? No more bugging you in the middle of whatever you're trying to do, crush some candy. I don't know what's up. I don't know what the cool games are right now, but yeah, you can turn that right off. Hey, I don't know if anybody's watching right now. Yeah, it says 8 of you are watching. Give me a shout out. Tell me you're here. I'd love to see that. And maybe you are, and maybe my comment aggregator isn't working this morning. I'll have to figure that out. But you guys are helping me figure that out. So if you'll give me a comment, I would love to see it. At any rate, we're going to move on. This morning, Psalm 24:1, the earth belongs to the Lord, and so does everything in it. The world belongs to him, and so do all those who live in it. You know, it's an important verse to meditate on this morning, especially in the pandemic time. It's just amazing how the Bible speaks every day to us about our relationship with God and how that it is important in times, in all times really, but particularly in a time of pandemic like this. Hey, Brian, I'll get to you there. Thanks for bringing that in. I'll get right to that. Your question, I will do that. But one thing I want to focus on here first is the fact that, even the pandemic is owned by God. It's not outside his control, and we can take comfort in that. So here's Brian's question. Brian says, what are your thoughts on the restrictions that stop church on Sunday morning, First Amendment? Yeah, Brian, I actually did a video on that for Ozarks Live a while back. I think it was last week's or 2 weeks ago. I can't remember. But there is a video out, and I think it is on K-ROG TV, and you can find me talking about that from the video. So here's my thoughts on that. It depends on what they were trying to do. So there is a right, a First Amendment right to assembly, but that can be overridden by the idea that overarching public health concerns. So if we have overarching public health concerns, we can put reasonable restrictions on rights, First Amendment rights, and all that stuff. The question is it reasonable? Now, if they were in-person church services, and hey, these are my opinions, and they're worth every penny you've paid for them. In-person hearings, I can see in-person hearings. You can tell I'm a lawyer. In-person services, I can see short-term restrictions on those because of an overwhelming church crisis. Could be absolutely within the realm of reasonability. Now, the church that really I questioned a lot in Kentucky was the one where they were gathering and in their parking lot and staying in their cars, and they were obeying social distancing rules. There was little to no chance that a virus was going to be transmitted. So that one I think was probably overreaching. Realistically, what's going to happen is we're all going to find out about this once these tickets go to court, and if they're convicted, then we're going to have to see what the courts have to say about it. And so we'll have to see if the courts uphold it. Obviously, Attorney General Barr thinks that at least in some circumstances these restrictions on churches were overreaching. And I think what it may come down to is seems to be very politically motivated. You get governors that have one particular political bent. They were telling churches not to meet. You have governors of a different political bent were saying, obey the social distancing rules and don't get anybody sick and be safe. And I don't have a problem with it. So we'll just have to see how that all works out through the court system. But thanks for your question, Brian. I appreciate you chiming in there. That's a good question. One other thing that I saw this morning is at-home coronavirus tests are on their way. So there's a company that actually has gotten FDA approval for their at-home coronavirus test. You still have to swab your nose and send it in, and then you think you get to log in to their website to check the results of that. But you will have that option to do at-home testing of your coronavirus. I'm playing with my green screen right there. You can see I can kind of make myself disappear. Isn't that cool? Yeah. I got a fake green screen, so it doesn't work as good as it should. But at any rate, it will cost $119, but there's a good chance that your insurance may pay for it. So you can get your at-home test. It should be out in a couple of weeks, is what it sounds like. Hey, good news. I said hey again. I'm trying not to do that. Good news. Senate approved $484 billion in new small business relief last night. So there's probably money coming on the way. $310 billion for the Paycheck Protection Program. So that fund is likely getting replenished. $60 billion for the SBA Disaster Fund. I'm thinking that's the EIDL, but I'm not entirely sure about that. That's the one that got slammed and overwhelmed as well. And then $100 billion for hospitals. It still has to pass the House, and Trump has to sign it, but we shouldn't have any difficulty getting all of that done. Now, COVID.co. So this is a correction from yesterday. Yesterday I said COVID.com. It's not COVID.com. It's COVID.co. Covade.co, you can go there, and if you need help, if you need someone to pick up groceries for you, or there's other types of help that you can get on Covade.co, you can ask for help there. And if there's a volunteer available, they maybe can go pick up groceries for you. I checked the Rogersville area yesterday. No volunteers had signed up. So I told you all yesterday, sign up for Covade.co and to help your neighbors. Go pick up prescriptions if the pharmacies will let you. Go pick up groceries. If there's any other help that they need, you can volunteer to help that. There were no volunteers in the Rogersville area, so I signed up. I checked again this morning. I'm the only one signed up. So come on, people. Jump on there, Covade.co. And maybe it's because I gave you the wrong web address. I guess that's my fault. So I'll give you the right address today, Covade.co. Let me see. Maybe I can, let me put that in the comments here for you real quick. Covade.co. Boy, I just typed just by default. There it is, Covade.co in your comments. Should pop up anytime soon. Hey, if you're watching and you got a question or comment, feel free to jump in there and put it in the comments, and we'll see who's watching and what's going on this morning. So Covade.co, yeah, sign up. As our country opens back up, movie theaters are going to be allowed to open in a lot of states. I'm not sure what that means for social distancing issues, but they are going to be allowed to open. The bummer for everybody is, because of the pandemic, I guess studios were afraid that their blockbuster would not reach blockbuster status, so there are no scheduled new movies, no blockbuster movies coming out until late June. So even if the theaters open up, you've got 4 or 5 weeks before you get any new movie blockbusters coming out. However, if you need new content, you can watch it right here on K-ROG TV. We got lots of cool stuff coming up. We got lots of new shows popping up. Of course, some of our standbys are still here. Quarantine Kitchen, Rich TV, all that good stuff. The morning show that we started a few weeks ago on Mondays is coming up. We had a great guest, Sean Randalls, this week. Lining up guests for next week. Thursday night's late show at 9 p.m. with Louie and Kix is going to be going again this week. I think they've got the Fruit Bat as a guest. And we got another new cooking show coming out. And here is the intro for that.
Welcome to the Smoke Show.
Yeah, so Jack and I have Jack's my 15-year-old son. He's my rancher. He's got some cows, but we put together a smoke show for you. Yeah, it's not what you thought. So we enjoy running our pit barrel cooker and cooking up meat and all kinds of other fun food in there. And so we've got a couple episodes of that filmed. We're trying to get one of them uploaded and premiered for you tonight at 7. So you may get your first episode of the Smoke Show tonight at 7 o'clock. Hey, I want to said it again. Hey, I'm going to break myself of that habit. I promise that I will. But couple things going on my way out here. I want to tell you about my Black Rifle Freedom Fuel coffee I'm drinking this morning. Great stuff. Enjoy that. I'll put a link in the comments how you can order your own Black Rifle coffee, and I think I can even get you a discount. Remember, everything we do here on K-ROG TV is to support Rogersville charities and businesses. So our charity we're working with right now is Care to Learn Logan Rogersville. You can click links all over our Facebook page to support Rogersville Care to Learn with direct donations, or you can buy your really cool K-ROG swag like this sweet coffee mug with the hashtag Rogersville Strong right on it, or your K-ROG hat. We got shirts and hoodies and all kinds of fun stuff, stickers for just $5. And for listening to the show, I'll give you the discount code ROGSTRONG. ROGSTRONG will get you 10% off your order at the K-ROG store. That's shop.krogtv.com. I just put it in the comments for you, so you can go there, get your K-ROG swag, and support Rogersville Care to Learn. All right, folks, I think that's what I got for you today. Appreciate you watching. We'll be back soon. Always be paying attention to K-ROG for your latest news, sports, and entertainment here on K-ROG.